Hello, this is David Dean, and I wanted to give you some tips on Frostnite. Yes, this is not the map I am going to be building on this one because it's a little bit chaotic trying to do it on the other one and actually give a really good explanation of it. But first and foremost, for Fortnite, if you're using the PC, the number one thing you want to do is close the launcher. Since they updated this launcher with all the graphics and everything going, I notice it messes with my sound, with my graphics, and I will get CPU warnings when it's up. So kill that, number one. All right, now we get into, and I'm going to be doing this in a strange way just because I'm limited on time. I got family coming in, and it actually works really good. You want to divide up your guys, know beforehand. And they actually have this structured where you have 3 key sites right next to the burner. One has a ton of metal, one has a ton of wood, and one has a ton of stone. And then I'll tell you what the fourth person should be doing. But the first person, his number one thing is getting over to this bunker that is north of the burner. And there is a secret room in here that usually has a treasure chest, but you want to get in here and collect as much metal as possible. I do recommend using Outlanders as much as possible because they can move around faster with phase shift. They can gather the most using the anti-material charge. And a lot of times you want to be doing 2 things at once. So you throw down your Teddy to do the fighting, and then you use your Outlander to go and build and gather. The only other one I could really think of is using like Dyer the Ninja as the person going around gathering blue glow and just using his super leap and powers. But here, remember when you're running around in the bunker, there is this issue that's an herb garden. Gather this stuff up because one of the absolute key traps you need for all this is the gas trap. So as you're running through, every time that anti-material charge recharges, go ahead and knock down all the metal around you. But this is another key area. You run through this tunnel, come through here, take a right, and there'll be 4 containers here, and boom! Through that wall, there is a secret chest. Grab that chest, and also, I didn't do it in this video, I found it later. You can knock out the wood pillars, and there's usually 1 or 2 rare metals and 2 or 3 more herbs right over here. And you can even cut through there, but really no reason to. So we go ahead and gather up. What you're trying to do is gather everything you can with 1 minute left on the clock for you to go back and start helping with the building. But yeah, just totally ravage this thing for all the metal you can. And under the Christmas tree, the presents are always coal from what I found. And they are kind of vital later on because you're going to be needing to build RPGs like crazy in later rounds. So we're almost at the 1 minute mark. And there we go with the 1 minute mark. We got, here I'm going to show you everything as far as what I picked up in just that time. A ton of ammo as far as, yeah, just a ton of ammo. I got a good amount of weapons. Traps, I already have some, but they're all lower. And then this is what I got for materials in that time. 110 herbs, 82 nuts and bolts, which is absolutely great. Remember, this was mainly focused on getting metal, but one of the biggest things here, I should have done it, is recycling the traps you're probably not going to be using. I am in a level 100 mission. I don't need level 25 zappers, level 25 wall spikes. I do want the wooden floor spikes because all I care about that is on the slowing of the husk. So all of these recycle to get the planks, the nuts and bolts, and all those pieces and parts. And yeah, almost all of these are too low level to use besides the 106. And that will give you the materials you need for building the high level traps. And that is a big mistake a lot of people make, putting down the low-level traps when they could have recycled them to make higher-level traps. Next thing is all these weapons. First of all, I hardly ever do melee, and if I do it, I'm going to do it with a high-level weapon. So right there, I'm getting all these extra materials. And so recycling them out, recycling extra weapon, and I actually probably should have took out both of them. But now, before I didn't have enough materials for the gas traps, and now I think I made 7 gas traps at level 106, fully perked out. That will make a huge difference in running this. But that is the bunker. That is north of the burner. Have one person assigned to do that. And then, hopping over here, you have the barn. And everybody ignores the barn, but it is one of the biggest problem points when it comes for Hus spawning and stuff. And they just leave it up. Destroy the barn. Clear it all out. And also, since people mostly don't clear it out, they don't realize that there is a pit right here to use as a pit trap against the spawns. And if you've seen my videos, there is nothing better for taking out Husk than a pit trap. Because if you launch a smasher down there, he's done. He's over. Everything launched down there is over. So definitely clear out this whole area. And that way you can build it to the way you want it to be built with your traps. And here, there is a floor. Another secret floor. So basically it's 2 levels. And every time I came down here, there was either a treasure chest or a safe. So now you got all those extra materials. You can leave those stairs, but you're definitely going to take out the rest of it and clear out this barn. It will give you some materials. Every once in a while, when I went to the higher 2nd and 3rd floor of the barn, I would find minor stuff. It was never worth the time I wasted running up there. So clearing out the whole bottom, yes, it takes a little bit of time, but it just makes it so much easier building your trap tunnels later on. So make sure you're doing that. And let's see, we're at 130 left to go. There will also always be 3 stacks of supplies in there, which is great materials. As far as material wise, the haystacks usually have something hidden underneath them that is kind of vital for helping you out. And there was actually a bunch of nuts and bolts that you could not see with all the haystacks. Now the haystacks give you nothing. And right there I accidentally destroyed something I shouldn't have. Yeah, take out that gnome. But yeah, stacks like that, there is 3 of them in there of random material type. But on this guy, he had to take the full time. So have one guy assigned to just clear out the entire barn area. and even though this is not where the Husk are spawning, this time you want to be doing this on the 1st or 2nd wave of the Husk, just to be able to build the trap tunnels later when they do spawn this way. So let's go ahead, finish watching this, clear them out. Got about 15 seconds before the wave starts. And if you really wanted to clear it out fast, you could use Striker AC, but I'm not sure if I'd recommend that. Not so much on the weapons on this one, and kind of average for the ammo. Did get quite a few of those nasty traps, but as you can see, I can already build 3 gas traps. And then here's the materials I got out of there. Over 700 of the lumber, and then the other ones. But the biggest part of this really is just clearing it out so that now you can build the traps however you want, and you can use that pit trap to really, really help you take down Husk faster. And then over for guide number 3, we've had metal, we've had lumber, and now we will have stone. If you face over, right there. It's kind of hard to see, but you're facing west of the burner. You want to take off this direction if you want. Clear out some stuff as you go. Grab the blue glow. And then go ahead and jump down into the pit. I jumped a little too far. And once again, so now I've had you go 3 different ways, and all 3 of them had a treasure chest in it. And then this person just wants to be clearing out all the stone and rare metal. And depending on the height of the rare metal on the wall, depends whether you can bash it with anti-material charge or not. One of the reasons I knocked down the trees as I was coming here is because I knew I would most likely have to be putting up stairs to get some of the minerals on the walls. But yep, clear this whole section out. And make sure you're looking on the walls as far as the rare materials. And yep, grab whatever you can. And these guys, most people don't like going for these. They do take an extra swing or 2 to take them down, but they seem to more often give the mineral powder, which is really critical in all this. All right, so we kind of cleared out that level, but we still have up on the walls, and I wish I could find this much sunbeam in the regular missions. Jeez, I found sunbeam all over the place. Nope, can't reach it. Still can't reach it. All right. But now I've cleared out the lower 2 levels, and we still got 1:22 to go. Get a little bit more there, and then hop down to this ledge. Make sure to check the top box before you destroy the bottom box. And once again, just grabbing a ton of materials. And let's see, go ahead. And I think I actually forgot one of the metals down below, but each one of these should give you 25 metal. And we're at just over the 1 minute, or less than 1 minute to go. And grabbing a little bit of extra. And yeah, forgot that guy. But not too bad. 220 lumber, 520 stone, and 360 metal. Once again, not that great for weapons. Ammo just okay. But yeah, bunch of traps. And here's where it really matters. Just getting some of the trap materials you need to be building your own traps. But not too bad of a run on this guy. And then we'll go ahead and hop out to the final guy. The 4th guy, and just as critical as the rest. This guy is the one who's going to be focusing on 2 things. The blue glow and clearing out around the burner. Just as important as clearing out around that barn, you need to clear out this whole area so you can see the husk where they're coming from and also know where to put your trap tunnels. And I'll do a future video more on that. But this 4th guy, first thing he wants to do is head southeast underneath this rock face over here. And as you're heading over there, you might as well take out the 2 cars. And this, people keep just running right by the anomalies. The anomalies have 4 blue glow and give you a ton of materials. So make sure you got 1 guy running around gathering blue glow, but also right in the beginning grabbing this anomaly. And there's more of them all over the maps. You'll have to build to get up to some. It used to be there was weapons you could shoot them with, but they got rid of that. All right, got to find the 3rd one. Sometimes they'll have 3 pieces, sometimes 4. All right, so now we got that, and right there. Oh, just a second more on it. We got 576 lumber off of that, and then 50 planks, and then twine. And then, of course, you got the blue glow, which is a huge deal. But this person is the person then they should be focusing on getting back, clearing out the area around the burner, and a path to that first trap tunnel. Like I said, you want it all clear, and you want it so you can start building and getting basically the structures for the other 3 guys to come back and place the traps on. You see, in the beginning, you get spawns only on one side. So go ahead and start isolating that side. Most people know my 2x1s, so I just use different variants of that. But make sure you're also, like there, I left the trap tunnel open on top because I didn't want anything coming in from above and walking across the top of my trap tunnel. But yeah, now I'm just clearing out for the 4th person, making a nice, smooth, open path all the way to the burner. And I would recommend not even really bothering with the burner, building around it, until the wave actually starts. Focus all your other time on gathering and getting that first really good trap tunnel down with level appropriate traps. Not necessarily the traps you find in the game, but the ones you break down, recycle, and you use normally. But yep, so that's the, see that. Now there's a clear path to the burner. So now all you got to do is figure out how you're going to work out your trap tunnels, which for me is where is the best place to be putting wall launchers. And so we'll have a wall launcher right there. So we got that side cover. We got it covered for them coming straight in right there. Now all we have to do is go over here, block it off. And I'm going to accidentally destroy some ammo cans. Oh well. But once again, find the best place to put that launcher, and we're good to go. So that's what the 4th guy's doing. Now, as far as doing the building for the main structure, let me go find the area I cleared out over here. All right. But basically, it's the same way as in retrieve the data, and with adding the 4 walls around it, the same way as doing the inverted atlas. You want to get up at the absolute least or minimum is get your square box in the middle and then get your 4 slants up, and that's absolutely critical. And you don't want any other flat structures around here, because if smashers see them, they're gonna charge. Since these slants are here and they can't see the bottom of that piece, they won't charge it, and that is absolutely critical. The other thing, and I've had this go bad before, immediately put a door on one of these, because I've had it where we went around, put 3-tier metal up, and wall darts can shoot through the 45s. So you put up wall darts around here, and somebody put a wall dart on the 4th wall, which meant we couldn't get in to do the blue glow, which meant I had to spend, you know, about a minute beating down the 3-tier metal wall to put a door on there. And then go ahead and get your flat pieces here, and this area should be built out of metal if you have enough, because this is your last ditch hope for stopping the husk. Now on all the tiles that have the wall darts, go ahead and put ceilings on them, and then you can go ahead, and I don't have high level ones of these because I don't use them that often, but go ahead and put in zappers there, because once again the zappers can shoot through the 45s. So we're just making this area as oops, that's the one I did not want to do, and that's what happens. But that's okay. It really doesn't matter all that much. Just as long as you have one area to get up in here. And I will be explaining that later, but now you got the basis. This is what's absolutely critical. Square box, 45 floors. And then next level, that's when you start using probably stone and wood. And you're just going to start to do. Go around, get your 4. Just use any trap here, whether it's a damage trap or freeze trap or spikes. It doesn't matter. Just something so when they're getting kicked out of here or walking in, they're getting hit by the gas trap and a floor trap. And then basically you're going to go around. And this is why I kind of leave it open on one side. Go ahead and put in ceilings all the way around this thing. Do not take it all the way up to a cliff edge. If you get there, go ahead and back it up. Put in floors. And then going up. And this will stop all the flingers and the lobbers from destroying what you build. One thing that is weird about this is you cannot put a ceiling on it. So you really need to come up here after you got enough materials and put in another layer of metal walls. Up here there's going to be nothing but low level husks coming in. So whatever trap you put here, that's up to you. Actually, wall darts would be really good because they shoot out a good distance. And then, let's see here. Yeah, I'd still put them in. You might have some drop down in here, but you really need to be able to get up on top of here just for when it gets a little bit overcrowded with flinger trash. And then down here, I like keeping this as open as possible. So I'm putting down floors and ceilings. And then only way out, and this spawn point is not how far the spawn point would be. Spawn points are normally 7 tiles out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So about at this distance, this is where I'm putting in the 2x1 trap tunnels that you have seen so often. So, and then this area, I'm leaving it open. And I've done it so many times now where I try to leave it open and people will just start throwing up walls. Basically, they think it's Battle Royale, where if somebody's attacking you, immediately build a wall. No. Smashers love to charge walls. Smashers will not charge this structure as it is. If you put up a wall, you risk them charging it. So leave it open. And that's my hints on how to do Frostnite. I look forward to getting in there and doing more actual gameplay videos on it and getting those to you and seeing how it all works out. But definitely let me know what other secret treasure rooms you found, other hints and guides you like. I know one person put up their guide of basically be really high level and find a low level friend and go in his mission. That will work, but not exactly the way I like doing it. So, oh, just saw the wall dart shooting out at this guy. But take care and have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed the video.